Hey guys. All right, so on page 17, you were writing Colorado's nickname, which is, do you remember? Centennial State. And it says this nickname was probably chosen because, and if you haven't filled that in yet, on page 17, here is a good group of words, paragraph that you could write down on page 17. Okay, so here it is if you want to pause it. Okay, so Colorado is called the Centennial State because it entered the Union 100 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So our country had its birthday, and then it was the only state to join in 1876. So that's kind of interesting. All right, I hope that you read the directions for today and you took a picture of page, 15 and 13, I believe. And so you have that for me. Yes, your song, Where the Columbines Grow. You were to do that. And then you drew a picture of your wavy flag for me. Do you remember what our state tree is? The blue spruce. Somebody asked me if you needed to find a piece of the blue spruce. So, yes, you do, but not today. But you keep an eye out for a blue spruce. I believe that is a picture in your yellow book. So you could take a look at what it looks like. I know it's probably a small picture. All right, I told you the other day that I had a story about our Colorado flag. So let me read that to you, okay? The untold story behind Colorado's iconic state flag. The Colorado state flag is enjoying something of a resurgence lately. It means it's becoming very popular lately, as newcomers to the Centennial State, along with no small number of longtime residents, have taken to wearing it on clothing and waving it proudly at public events such as concerts at Red Rocks Amphitheater. While almost every Colorado resident can recognize the flag on sight, very few of us have any idea how it came about. Fortunately, the whole story of the Colorado state flag can be told thanks to the efforts of Mrs. Minnie F. Wall. Mrs. Wall left behind a detailed description of the story that is now housed in a museum. According to her, the birth of the Colorado flag can be traced to a meeting of the Daughters of the American Revolution, which took place at the home of a Mrs. Van Horn in 1910. The ladies present at the meeting mistakenly believed that Colorado did not have a state flag and that one should be created as soon as possible. Oops. Full of inspiration, the ladies of the DAR set in motion a plan to create a Colorado state flag. What they didn't know, and would soon find out, is that Colorado already had an official flag and had had one since 1907. Now remember, these ladies are having this meeting in 1910, I think. Okay, in 1910, yes. That particular flag was a pretty uninspiring affair that featured the state seal over a blue-black background. Unfortunately for the flag, but fortunately for a generation of t-shirt designers who wouldn't be born for another 80 years or so, the only copy of that flag was sitting in a janitor's closet at the state capitol and hadn't seen the light of day since its introduction 3 years earlier. So here we had a state flag, and it's hiding in the janitor's closet. That's no place for your state flag. So that's why nobody thought there was a state flag yet. By December, the flag committee had entertained a number of proposals for a Colorado flag and settled on one that is a far cry from the flag that waves today. The first draft had 2 red stripes sandwiching a white stripe with the state seal in the middle. Nope. With the help of a state senator, the new flag bill flew through the legislative process with one notable speed bump. No one much cared for the flag's design. So, a new design was submitted by a man named Carson. Carson wanted a flag that consisted of 2 horizontal stripes of Yale blue with 1 white stripe, all of equal width, between, with a large red C with a gold center at the end near the pole. On April 25th, 1911, a mere 5 months after those ladies met, the Colorado State Senate passed Senate Bill number 118, designating Colorado's official new flag. According to a report from the Denver Republican on that day, there is no opposition, and it is believed the measure will pass through the House like a shot. And that's exactly what happened. On May 6, 1911, the final flag bill did indeed pass through the House of Representatives like a shot, and Colorado had a new flag that would make its public appearance at a Grand Army Parade May 30th. So I thought that was kind of neat how we got our flag. And you probably have some clothing that has our flag on it that you wear. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. All right, let's talk a little bit about some facts, some Colorado facts and trivia. I thought this was kind of interesting. Beulah Red is the name of the red marble that gives the Colorado State Capitol its distinctive splendor. Cutting, polishing, and installing the marble in the Capitol took 6 years, from 1894 to 1900. All of the Beulah Red marble in the world went into the Capitol. It cannot be replaced. Wow. So if you ever visit the state capitol, you can see that. We talked about marble, didn't we, the other day? About in Marble, Colorado, they had the white marble. The United States Air Force Academy is located in Colorado Springs. In Fruita, the townfolk celebrate Mike the Headless Chicken Day. Seems that a farmer named Olson cut off Mike's head on September 10th in 1945 in anticipation of a chicken dinner. And Mike lived for another 4 years without a head. Denver lays claim to the invention of the cheeseburger. The 13th step of the state capitol building in Denver is exactly 1 mile above sea level. And that's where we get the Mile High City from, 5,280 feet above sea level. I know that Caden brought in a magazine called 5280. Do you remember that magazine that he brought in? And that kind of all has to do with Denver and how high it is. Catherine Lee Bates wrote America the Beautiful after being inspired by the view from one of our 14ers, Pikes Peak. Hundreds of thousands of Valentines are remailed each year from Loveland. Every year, Denver hosts the world's largest rodeo, the Western Stock Show. All right, so those are some facts. I want you to turn to page, where is it? 19. Page 19 in your My State notebook. And I'm going to show you some facts, some dates and some events, and you are going to write on your timeline. So we're going to start in the 1300s. In the 1300s, we had the Utes were living here, and they were the longest residents of Colorado, the Utes. So capital U-T-E-S. Now you're finding page 19, and you're going to write the date, and then you're going to write the fact. I'm going to show you this paper. I have some abbreviations like capital C-O period, stands for Colorado. And I have an F with a slash. That stands for, let's see, it should be from. Peter and Paul Mallet crossed Colorado from Canada. So if you see an F with a slash, instead of writing the whole word from, I wrote F slash to kind of make sure that I was able to fit all of my information on these lines. So you're going to write, you're going to copy, you're going to freeze the screen in a second here, and you're going to write from the 1300s, and you're going to go all the way down to 1803. So you're going to write all of this information here, okay? So I'm going to show it really the best I can, and then you are going to freeze it. All right, let's review a little bit about our map, okay? All right, we have Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah. Do you remember our rivers? The Arkansas River, Rio Grande River, Colorado River, and the South Platte River. And then we have up here Fort Collins, Boulder, Colorado Springs, are you saying them with me or before me? Pueblo, Durango, Grand Junction, Glenwood Springs. All right, that's it for today.